He doesn't
I don't
play
care
games.
about
Then that would be a
games.
good idea then.
You'll
Never be able to play Portal 2.
He doesn't
I
care.
play it on my laptop.
And he didn't care anyway. He only liked Portal 1 because it was free.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to pay for a game.
No, he's not.
I won't even put a damn quarter in an arcade machine.
You'll put in that special coin that you can pull out and make it work.
No,
you know where the button.
Mutt takes the key, open it up, put a few.
No, I was
going
going to say, Mutt can answer this. You've known him longer than I have. Is he like one of those people like the old Top Cat cartoon? He's got a quarter with a string on it. He just drops it in the slot and flicks it back out.
He worked on these video games for years. He just knows where the little button's hidden to push.
He knows where its weak point is.
He knows where that
He
little
can
hidden
go,
button is.
Hi, Activision.
It's a free button.
ActRaiser.
Didn't
I'm
like
gonna
the old
find your
asteroid
special
machines? Didn't the old asteroid machines used to have a button way in the back? You could push it and get free credits. It was hidden.
Not in the back. You had to still open it up.
Yeah, you open the front, and there was like a little lever you could ching, 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 ching.
Well, there was the two-way. If you did the little chink, chink, chink where the coin went through,
it would give you credits.
it would mess up the totalizer.
Yeah.
So if somebody was actually trying to keep bookkeeping on the game, it would be short money.
I remember when Chuck E. Cheese, Pizza Time Theater was around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they used to have test tokens.
And not only that, but they also had this Dragon's Lair machine that if I hit it in just the right spot on the coin box, they'd throw me out.
Yeah. I do remember as a kid something like a brick out, where if you slam the front door hard enough, it used the coin.
There were a few of them. As a matter of fact, we had this one game room I always went to with a pool hall in the back. And if you took a pool ball and you whacked the machine right in the right spot, it would give you free credits. That'd get you thrown out, too.
But yeah,
You're good at whacking
Chuck E.
things,
Cheese
aren't you?
used to, being that I used to have to do that stuff, like every Sunday morning they would do the coin drop, where you had to dump each game and then count the amount of tokens that were in each game. And at the time, they had a machine that sorted it, but you had different colored tokens. There were these pink tokens, which were the ones that you would give out.
That's the little girly ones.
Those are the ones that you gave away. If somebody said, but that machine took my token, so you give them a token to use.
So
that
you
would
can
be a
keep
pink
track
one.
of how many times that machine had a pink token.
Yeah, or what machines, how many, that's let you know how many freebies you were giving away.
Also,
and then
you can track how many times people were actually playing different games.
Yeah, and then when the coins that came out of the vending machine were regular ones, those counted. But our machines also took quarters too, so you had to separate those out as well.
Yep.
So there was they had three different things you had to separate.
Did you ever roll the quarters and accidentally get a token stuck in it?
No, because a token is an actual different size than a quarter.
Yeah.
So you can just shove anything in these things.
Because I had tokens that were the same size.
Some of them were, but a lot
Back
of
in
them
the
were
day,
different.
yes.
They were a slightly different size.
Just put a pepperoni in there; it'll work.
Or they had a weird edge or something.
No.
A stale
quarter,
one?
A quarter is slightly smaller than a token, and what it was is Chuck E. Cheese's coin mechs were adjusted to be loose, sloppy, so that they would accept the quarter or a token.
They accept the sloppy things.
It wasn't. They were specifically supposed to be token mechs, but they were tweaked to take a quarter and a token.
What
Now,
if
I've
you
got
dropped
a
a Canadian
question.
quarter?
If
The Canadian quarter would jam
make
the machine.
explode.
Now I have a question.
The reason why the machine would jam is because Canadian quarter inside a coin mech is a magnet that's specifically there to catch slugs and Canadian coins. And what happened, a lot of the coin mechs, since they get old, the Canadian quarter would stick to that magnet, but the reject button couldn't sweep the Canadian quarter off the magnet.
Yep.
So it would just jam the machine.
You ever do the Publix machines where you take all your coins and it gives you dollars?
Yeah.
It'll suck all the Canadian money off to the side.
Yeah. It also sucks out the slugs.
What are...
Slug is a fake coin.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
empty
cool.
coins.
Slug
empty.
A slug is anything like a piece of washer or
Yeah.
whatever.
Now my question is, is that how you guys decided what machines stayed?
Yeah, it's because we had these little meters on them that counted how many plays the machine got. And yes, in fact, it used to be done by hand.
Right.
It was like a little piece of paper that you would write how many test tokens, how many regular tokens, how many quarters each game had, and what the meter read. And you'd have to determine if the machine was being cheated, like somebody was flicking the little coin, or if somebody was slamming it and found a spot where it was giving away free play.
Yeah. Like me.
So you would see if the numbers added up, and they used to do it by hand.
Right.
It was they wrote it in with the friggin' pencil, and they did the math with a calculator for all like 80 machines, and it used to take hours and hours and hours each Sunday. So they had a bunch of Apple.
So they had you do it.
They had a bunch of Apple IIs around.
Right.
And I wrote a program for the Apple IIs that actually counted and spreadsheeted everything and then made a printout.
It's called Leisure Suit Larry.
So
And a geek was born.
So yeah, because we put these little we put these little counting mechanisms on top of the coin sorter that would count the coins as they go by, and so you would just enter in on the Apple. You would say, okay, we're doing skee ball number 3 right now, and it would count out all the coins. The only thing we'd have to distinguish is how many test tokens and regular tokens.
Dude, you could have made all that money back then.
I could
You
have.
could have sold that program.
You could have made Google.
a couple-
and
a
it would
couple-
have
You
been
could have the
Apple.
owner of Apple right now.
A couple of the other it was Showbiz Pizza at the time, did use the program for theirs.
Yeah, you know what? It would be called Yapple.
Yeah, it would be Yapple.
Well, see, when
See? It's
Disney
the butterfly effect.
when Disney did it, they didn't read the meter. They didn't have an exact count from one to the other because cash control would just come in and open up the machine, dump the quarters in a bucket, and move on. So there was no matching of the coin to the game. But they had a device that they had hooked up inside the machine that had a little green light on the front of the machine.
Uh-huh.
The little green light was actually like a remote control eye, and there was a little black box that you went up to the machine, you'd push a button, and it would tell you how many coins went through the machine. And then they took that back and you dumped it into a program, and it made a big spreadsheet and told you how much money each game made. So that's how
Spreadsheet.
So that's how Disney would determine what games they threw away and what games they kept, is by how much they made.
That sounds about right.
What happens when they throw them away? Do they go into the warehouse of nothingness?
No,
or do
they go
actually
into
get sold?
property control and they would get sold. And
Yep.
at the end of the day, I owned about 8 coin-out machines.
What happened to them all?
He got rid of
them.
Aw.
Because they were old
If
pieces of
only
crap.
you had known.
They were like Galaga and
those
gyros.
gyros. Do you know how much a gyro
It was
machine
and it
goes
was
for
a
now?
VS Dual.
$650
We
at
bought it.
Old Town.
We bought it.
Is there one for $650 at Old Town?
Euros? Yeah.
Seriously, is there one?
Euros.
Yeah,
they're
gyros.
delicious.
Did you ever know
gyros.
that you're my hero?
We had a VS Dual System tennis.
I
which
remember
was-
that piece of
which,
crap.
Which is a piece of crap, but you could pluck all the chips out of the board,
Uh-huh.
and you could load it up with other games. So we put Castlevania on one side and Super Mario Brothers on the other side.
I heard about that.
But we had a bad. They were I forget I think it was called a pick chip, which generated like fonts and colors.
Yeah.
So our Mario colors looked like we were whacked. We had pink skies.
Well, what do you expect for a guy that does
and
nothing but eat
green
mushrooms?
Marios and
And
purple
blue
Luigi.
diamonds and purple hearts?
Shoes.
and, and yellow and orange stars.
How many people just pictured Yappy as the leprechaun for Becky terms?
Green toes.
Actually, hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh,
There he
we've
goes.
got him started.
Uh-oh.
We renamed Apple to Yapple. On the back of Yappy's car, it's from Napleton Chrysler.
Uh-huh.
I want Yappleton Chrysler. I put a little Y over the end. I think it'd be funny.
Is
That's
this
gonna
like
end up becoming the I
So what
something
was
or like that.
So Mutt, what was your favorite video game, like from the '80s? What was your favorite video game?
yeah, arcade game?
Arcade stand-up?
Crazy Climber.
That's the one I was just looking at.
That was
Yeah,
crap.
I love Crazy Climber.
I love Crazy Climber too.
I
With a little-
hated it.
with
It
a
had
little-
those 2 joysticks where you had to move the guy's hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you had a slot across.
Yeah.
Like
I
that. Oh, sorry.
want to buy one actually.
You know what
someday.
game I loved?
What?
Journey.
I hated that game.
With the band.
It was so bad.
Do 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 do.
I also like Venture.
With the little smiley face and the arrows.
Yes, Winky.
We've talked about this.
I loved Venture.
What's
I
your
like
favorite
Mega
video
Man.
game ever?
Mega Man.
I
Mega
had
Man.
2 personally.
My favorite video game ever?
And there was an arcade version of it too.
There
The one
was.
you've played the most of all video games.
Mega Man.
I think probably Venture was my
I'm
favorite.
probably about to show my age here.
What?
Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper's good.
That's the one I've played the most.
It takes a long time to
Were
finish
those
it.
arcade games?
No, you didn't say arcade. You said best
I'm
game
talking
of all
arcade.
time.
Game. It doesn't matter.
Wow, what on earth is that?
For me, it would be GoldenEye.
People think
Oh, GoldenEye.
I was on that game for days.
James I.
Now,
James
people
I.
keep thinking this is a cutting board,
Yeah,
but it's actually the front glass from a VS Dual System.
that's what I was thinking.
Look at all the reflectiveness.
Yeah, you just look at the encoders.
Because they had to be slightly, tinted and special.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Okay, we have some great games being listed in channel. Let's read these off real quick. Rasfar loved Galaga.
I like
course you did.
Galaga.
Salon liked Joust.
Uh-huh.
Hated Joust.
Conker was a Zelda.
Yeah.
Zelda's good.
Let's see. Metroid for Patches, or Patched. Battlezone for Halcyon.
Battlezone was good.
Sly Cooper for Wreck-A-Wolf.
Tempest.
I liked Kool-Aid Man on the
Tempest.
Atari.
Oh, I love
Oh,
Tempest.
yeah! Funky Gnoll says Doom. Doom would be my second favorite.
Where is he these days?
Don't
He's
know.
in channel.
No, the Kool-Aid Man.
He's a
sitting at
zombie.
he's sitting at a bus stop.
He's a zombie.
That's sad.
No, they have a commercial with him. He's sitting at a bus stop, and the cola refuses to give up his seat, and he gives up his seat, and they go, "Kool-Aid is much sweeter than cola."
Kool-Aid
but
also
only
can
half-
beat
but only
cola
half the calories."
on a log rolling competition
Yeah.
too.
Cola. What an asshole.
Well, she's been taking out half a sugar.
Another good one was Berserk.
Oh, I
loved
I
Berserk.
hated
I did
Berserk
not like Berserk.
because that little evil auto guy, he'd start bouncing around. Oh, I hated him.
Now, this was a game I hated, but I loved the ad for it.
What?
Because the game would run this thing, fly with Gort.
Gorf?
Gorf.
Yeah, G-O-R.
Yeah,
I
I
like
remember
Gorf.
I remember
Which was
Gorf.
Frog, spelled backwards.
Tron was cool. Tron was the video game.
I like
nice.
discs of Tron, but not Tron.
Yeah, the sequel was,
Marble
was a good
Madness.
one.
Marble Madness was fun, but I kept getting my finger caught in the marble part.
That game was
Yeah,
Well, I'd
hard.
spin it, and my little finger would go, like, you go...
Did you ever play?
Ow! My finger's caught!
Yep, I've done that.
Did you ever play Robotron?
Yes,
That's a
I
good
played
one.
Robotron.
Any of you guys ever play Rogue?
No.
No.
Oh,
Don't even know what it
Sopwith?
is.
I don't even know what that is!
Sopwith is kind of it's
Old
Battle
DOS
Zone.
games.
It's Battle Zone, but it's like
planes.
with planes, like
in
Red
television,
Baron planes.
someone just says in television.
I
I want
King-
Lindy.
That's not a game. That's a system.
You know another game that
I never liked in television. There
and
was
King's
no
Quest.
games on the television I liked.
These Shoot Larry, Space Quest.
Well, they were
Space
like all
Quest,
two-player games.
Lorbo.
Well, I didn't like in television because you had that snooty guy that was advertising it.
Yeah. He
Did
was
you ever
not
play?
very
Did you ever play the card game where the dealer was just sitting there looking at you with the eyes, going?
judging you?
Mm-hmm.
The hell was that?
That was Yappy knocking on the wall.
Oh.
You know what I really wanted though, game system-wise, when I was growing up?
And Odyssey
Wow.
2.
No, a ColecoVision.
I had one.
Yeah, then you could have
With
been
the
the first
Atari-
one on the internet.
You wanted a TI 99.4A.
I had one.
Actually, I had one.
Well, no, Commodore 64 was the first computer that can get you on the internet, right?
I don't know.
It had a modem,
But
yeah,
I had my
It wasn't internet. It was
There was
BBS.
I was gonna say there was nothing to talk to.
It was
Oregon
a BBS.
Trail. Oregon Trail.
And you could get on a BBS with
Be a
a
baker.
Timex Sinclair.
Kill
I
all the
remember
bakers.
those.
Really? Because I remember like going over a friend's house who was really geek, and he was already on whatever was
Boink.
the internet back.
It was a
internet
Like
BB
back
it
then.
would have been a
a
B-
used condom.
A BBS.
And he was like, "Look, I can go into gay chat rooms."
There were gay chat rooms back then?
That was like the first thing.
You went on those?
I went into his, yeah.
I had a Commodore 64. Not a
was
Commodore
funny.
64. I had the other
And he
one.
was like, "Don't say anything bad, because that's my name."
I had the VIC 20, and I remember one day I typed out like 6 pages of text on the screen, and what I got it to do was scroll the same line like over and over until I hit the control key.
10.
Like a
Print
screensaver?
hello. 20. Go to 10.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the one.
Yep.
And I remember I played Hangman on the cassette.
I think the internet was invented so we can get into a gay chat room. I think that was
My
it.
first
That's the
printer
whole-
was a thermal printer where the paper was 4 inches wide. Was made by
Wow.
Radio Shack.
Was it like a Manila printer?
Poke 655535, 0.
You know what my first printer was, and I wish
Poke
I still had it?
Poke 1011.
I had an Okidata
Okidata?
continuous feed.
Oh,
We still have those at work.
Everybody still has them at work.
They
love
still
'em.
work.
Was it 9-pin or 24-pin?
We
It
have to
was
use
24
a
pin.
we have to use an emulator to get it to work to print correctly.
Well, no, they make them now because a lot of people still print their checks and payroll off of them.
No, we still have them for like for old
But they're
like
getting-
carbon printing and stuff.
They are hard to find though, or even find continuous feed paper anymore.
Oh, we sell plenty of it.
Oh, you would. Do you have double density floppies?
Yep.
Because those are dumb hard to find too.
Hey,
But the black ones?
don't
Dumb hard.
ask. I'm doing P90X, mother. I do got double density floppies.
The ones
Hey,
that go the ones
dollar
you
in the
take it and it
square
goes
I said mother. I didn't finish it.
Shut up and go get cute.
Me?
No.
Blitz. Go put on Hobart.
You
I'm
got this.
afraid, I'm afraid I'm gonna break him before I even get to
You're
use
not. Put him on.
You're not. He's a little snug.
Put
him. I'm
him
gonna
on.
need help.
Just think of you as Humpty Dumpty in a room full of doctors. Because he breaks, you're in the right place.
Hey, I want to thank everyone who sends those videos in. And you know what? We just totally blow off all these videos that come through. We don't get to comment on them or nothing. Especially I loved Bucktown's rap. That was cool. Oh my gosh! And I had to ask around, was that Bucktown actually rapping? He got mad skills.
Well, something in our defense about the videos.
Well, they're while we're eating.
Well, not only that, but it took us a while to get to where we could actually watch and enjoy them, because people were just sending in all
Tons of
kinds
them.
of crap.
Yeah, that's our kind of our break time. So we're not blowing your video off. We know you put a lot of hard work into them, and a lot of them are made specifically for the show. So even though we don't get to comment on all of them, we are watching them, and most of the comments will come out in channel.
Those are great, and I've got nothing against them, but it's the people sending in all of the YouTube stuff. I mean, here's a funny video I found on YouTube. Fine, send us an Earl.
Well, there was that one guy who showed the artwork, and I think that was made just for our show.
Well, no,
it?
that was original.
Yeah.
What we did tonight was perfect.
Well, was that for our show, or was that in general? Is that something that he
That
does
was
on the net?
specifically for us.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much. That means a lot. It's a special video for us.
Because pretty much I delete